The movement tells the story focused largely on the summer of 1963. And it begins with protests happening in that summer. It really kind of culminates in Bloody Monday, which was a terrible event in the history of the city. Crescendos into the March on Washington, which many people in Danville participated in. And it talks about how integration happened, and then it's a reflection on where the city is now, 60 years later. And I grew up in the area and I had never even heard of it. And I thought, why do we not get taught this in schools? What would it look like for us to turn this story into a film? And I think it's most powerful to hear a story from the people that lived it. And that was our heart's desire, was for the people that were active in the movement at the time to be able to tell their story. To hear that, to hear how they were dehumanized and treated as if they just didn't matter, that stuff really sticks to you like slime, you know? And that is the part that to this day, I mean, it moves me the most, is when I think about those stories, when I hear those stories, I just wanted to weep, you know, when you hear that. Hearing the stories and knowing those stories are important because history tends to kind of repeat itself. And if we don't kind of keep a check on where we are, things can go south real quick.
My name is Carice Luckbrimmer. I'm a local historian and genealogist, and I provided the historical context to the film. You know, there's so many ways that you can tell a story, but what better way to get it documented and to get it on film, you know? And so I met Jonathan. And Jonathan just came from out of nowhere. And it was crazy because I had been going around like, does somebody want to capture this story, you know? And I kept hearing all types of things. Well, I need money, I need this, and I need that. And I met Jonathan, and I was so impressed because he put so much of himself and finances into this film. And so, you know, that let me know that he was just as serious about this story being told as I was.
I hope that viewers and the younger audience take into account what was necessary and what was sacrificed for their basic freedoms that they have now. You know, younger audiences, younger Black audiences have never watched their mom have to back away in the grocery store or department store when a white person walks up and gets in front of them just because that's how it's supposed to be, right? They've never seen white and black bathrooms. They've never seen white and black water fountains. They've never seen those things. And so it's really, really easy to take for granted just how bad things were 60 years ago. The thing that has most impacted me as a person and as a father has been listening to the stories of how the Black community in the 60s were raising up their children to know who they are and how valuable they are. And that has very much impacted and inspired me as a parent to be the loudest voice in their ear, telling them who they are, right? Why they matter and what a difference they can make. You know, this is a generation that's coming up that can be peacemakers in a way that maybe we've never seen, because they're not so blurred by all this ideology and all this other kind of stuff that just seems to separate and divide, I hope. And so I hope they'll be inspired by the protests that they saw, that they'll look for ways to let their voice be heard in nonviolent ways, to let their voice be heard and stand in the gap for what is right and what is good in our society.